and welcome to our adventures here in Ilhern. We're diving right in with a quick roll call to make sure that snacks and drinks and character sheets and all that happy-go-lucky stuff is ready to go. With a quick note that we will unfortunately be without a Tempest. Um, we hope that things improve, but real life is real life, and it's 2020. Let's be honest, things are just things. Joe,
I am here.
Kozark,
Here.
Sarah,
Woo!
Union,
I'm Union.
and Arson.
I'm Arson.
Both of you take 30 psychic damage.
More like your unoriginal.
Audio should be on stream. I'm not muted on my end.
Keep talking.
La 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 la
We have
la
viewers?
la 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 la. We have
We have
viewers
yours.
randomly.
Oh, it's working at least for Matt. Okay, everyone has voices.
Okay.
Yep, we got everybody's. We're good.
Cat over here made me paranoid. She.
You should be.
I always am. We're apparently a Discord full of serial killers, so. Anyhow, so where we last left off here in Rheindorf, as the party is trying to sort out what is presented as a worldwide calamity that has befallen them, this blight and this curse upon the divine themselves, their practitioners, and those who have gained boons thereby. A statue of Lathandar was rent asunder by the Sunder spell cast by Joe. Sarah is apparently seeing, not only hearing, as the rest of you are, these strange apparitions, these flamed entities begging and calling and pleading for help, while taking up a kitchen table, being served stew by Granny Dwarf, surrounded by the handful of survivors within the building. A quick meeting was brought to an Archmage Ellswood, informing you that he is a little underwhelmed by those the gods have seen fit to name champions, but otherwise offering aid should you assist with a personal matter of his, that being the worry, the dismay he feels at a missing friend, but potentially deeper than that, with how eager he was. As the meeting has come to a close, the rough, not quite fully agreed on agreement was that you would visit to his stereotypical wizard's tower, just north of Rohr, not too far from.
Ow, 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 ow.
Get him, Pips! Get him!
He's eating my hair.
Get him, Pips! That's what you get for seeing a different stylist.
Well, I cut it myself.
That's all the explanation we need.
He's objecting. I did a good job.
If your cat begins attacking your hair, I'm going to go ahead and say no.
He does this all the time.
Anyhow,
I've proven off.
so destination currently given is none too far from a elven settlement within the forest north of Rohr. The exact point being, unfortunately, unknown to the lot of you, being not a member of the elven societies. Somewhere in that forest, yes.
Okay,
Giant pinger of pings.
about that one.
Not that one. Those are hills. Tiny pinger of pings. But as it stands right now, having recently faced off with some more devious entities, seemingly not undead, as well as handling a few of the patrolling inflamed souls. The scene is yours here at the kitchen table.
Okay. So, the question is, do we get out quickly? Or do we try to rest and then head to where his tower should be?
We can probably get some rest on the way.
Yeah,
I think we've been in the town too long as it is.
I agree.
I agree.
So rest and leave. That's the plan.
I think leave and then rest once we get on the road.
Okay. We should pick up the mounts and the other orc.
Yes. Grab our stuff, let's ski-daddle.
Where is your other orc?
He's with the mounts. He's I let him watch our mounts. I didn't think walking through town with a bear and a horse was the best way of sneaking into town when I got here.
I'm not disagreeing with you there.
Yeah, it's a really good point.
You tend to stand out with a bear and two orcs.
And a big war horse. I mean, someplace you fit in.
Yeah, but not here.
Yeah, but not here. But yes, can I think we can head out. Lady Bronbeard, what is your plans?
I finished serving up this stew, and well, you poor lads and lasses, gonna need a good warm meal, yeah? You're gonna need a cook.
So you'll be coming with us then?
It's that or put this armor to waste.
I see no problem with bringing Grandma Dwarf. Anybody disagree with that?
I mean, if there's no objections.
She can apparently handle herself, so I have no
As long
objections.
as she
Handle
knows
herself, she
we
can
march into danger.
She gives you the you don't get old by not suffering danger stare.
And Arson gives the "there's danger everywhere" stare.
Union pointedly ignores arson.
Does Ellswood intend to travel with us?
He has already left.
Good.
Okay, so get the mounts and all that and start headed towards Roar and then into the forest. Or do we just want to cut to the forest?
Okay, where's Roar?
I mean, there were more
Thank you,
people.
Arson.
There were more people on the road, and we want to avoid fighting as many of the undead as we can.
Yeah.
We'll probably just cut straight there.
Hmm.
I mean, if we're headed here, going to Orb seems pretty out of the way. I mean, unless we're planning on going all the way to Open Muffin.
I think experience precludes such a detour at this time.
We were hired to do a job there, but
Is not
that's,
the world ending? Our job can wait.
I actually agree with Union.
But does Ridra, who hears that?
Imagine it's just screaming at this point.
Yeah, she hasn't gotten much attention, so she's back to just screaming nonstop.
Think of it this way: you got a built-in like excuse for lack of efficacy.
I mean, I think we go to the tower over Open Muffin. That's my vote.
I
Hold on. We go to Up the Muffin and then the tower?
No, tower first.
Yeah.
yes, I conclude.
And I'm not sure if we even go to
agree.
Open Muffin, but
I agree right now. Tower is first.
Towers. I think we
Yes.
just go straight there. Unless the old guy can teleport us there or something, but I think that he said we could only do that from his tower. But, I think we should get out of town quickly.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'll just be a few more minutes distributing some stew, and I'll be right out front with you.
Very well.
So, gathering your things, hitching your packs. It's not too long before when you step outside the very annoyed dwarven gentleman having to undo all of the latches and boards in place. You exit out onto the street to hear it all clamor back and close behind you. Briefly, those who look behind can see just the beady little eyes of a little halfling girl and a little gnome girl staring and waving at goodbye to the lot of you.
Not gonna lie. Glad to be away from that gnome that hated Sarah.
I am too.
Right, let's go get our mounts.
Where'd you leave yours?
In the previous place we stayed?
Let's hope they're not eaten.
You actually left them out of the city. Like, previous place Kotark would not be aware of.
Where did we leave them?
I don't remember.
Just south of the city.
Oh,
Okay.
So,
just south of the city, Joe.
Joe leading back to where you, air quotes, stabled the bear and the horse, and technically the orc. There are more and more signs of struggle and debris, signs of battle. Sorry, the nerve in my tooth is just deciding now it's time to start firing off. Oof. Most notably, you can see a handful of severed limbs, that eventually trail into the building where the trio, mounts and orc alike, were holed up, waiting for your chief to return. Morg there, slumped against the wall, breathing rather heavily, with a handful of open wounds himself. Quickly, he tries to struggle up, and you can see there is a long gash from his hip down to his knee, left side. And a few more bodies
I
surrounding
will
him.
approach him and attempt to cure his wounds.
Okay.
Heal check.
Success.
Okay.
There is a brief flash and flicker in the periphery as you see, similar to how Sarah did those.
Okay.
I would love to know how you rolled Cure Wounds at disadvantage.
Me too.
Hey, 20 hit points.
He definitely needed them.
I love that it said I rolled it at disadvantage, but
But kept it
I mean, there's no
right.
it
d20s
didn't
in there.
actually. Yeah, there's. Well, no, I mean it didn't like roll any extra dice. It just
Yeah.
said I rolled it at disadvantage. Because when I saw that like 20 and the red dot, I'm thinking, my God, how many max rolls did I get?
Like, yeah, like how broken is this macro? But you can see the net begin to the wound begin to knit and close. It kind of rolls his hip. You can see he's probably had this particular magical healing before. But as I said, out of your periphery, you can see what looks to be hands reaching out and pulling back these humanoid shapes in that same bluish flame that, as you try to turn, fade from view.
Fade from view.
So,
Say that again.
like out of the corners of your eyes, you can see it, but when you try to like turn and focus on the movement, poof. That make a little more sense?
Okay. Kind of. Yeah. Am I the only one that saw that?
I'll note, Sarah, you can also steadily see it out of the corner of your eyes now that you're on the edge of the city.
Oh, I see it too.
Well, being that I didn't let on that I saw it, but
Oh, I thought you did. Sorry.
no, it's perfectly fine. If you point it out, then I will confirm that I see it as well. But I'm not going to be the first person to admit to seeing.
That's a good way to make yourself look crazy.
Yep, crazier.
Yeah, I'll
Yeah.
point it out.
Okay.
The rambling of the madman before us. That is true. What do you make of this? Slaps it down. You need to shrink.
All right. So we should pick up your mounts and probably leave quickly.
Agreed.
Yes.
I'm assuming Morg can ride after that healing.
He looks quite sturdy enough. It's still a little worse for wear, but he put on a pretty good fight. He had 2 hit points left.
Okay. Let's go. Time is of the essence.
Gathering the bear, the horse, the orcs, make your way southward where the remainder of the mounts had been stowed away, tacked away. I will note Granny Dwarf, Brunbeard, she did actually, she got her little pony.
What kind of gear did she bring?
She's still wearing her husband's armor, the hammer, a cook pot, and looks to be a bag that you assume would be rations and such.
Okay.
Are our horses here?
They are.
Okay. Are they alive? I have to ask.
Part of me just like,
Did you leave an orc to protect yours?
like, that was some pretty good insurance, let me tell you. But yes, your mounts are here and alive.
Good.
Coming into where the camp, the sort of setup is, you can tell that the area itself was probably not disturbed whatsoever.
Well, I'll hop on the warhorse.
Union will get up on Elquist.
Arson and Tempest will get up onto their mount.
I'm still sharing a horse with Sarah.
Yep, I'll reach out, help Kotek jump on.
Alright. So, at this point, you have spent the better part of the day with the trials there within Rheindorf. And as you click tongue, snap reins, begin to make motion and get the mounts on the road, or off-road, it is not long before your body clocks begin to tell you it's going on what should be late evening. The ground rolls from under your hooves and paws and whatnot. This constant forward motion. Who is leading, i.e., who is going to making the navigation chart check? Survival.
Who is good at that?
I think
I'm
last time we
willing to do
established
it
no
if
one.
nobody else steps up.
I am wise. I am not proficient.
I'm exhausted. Don't trust me to do anything.
Okay.
Union will take the lead.
Okay.
Are you sure? Do you know where we're going?
Of course not. Follow me.
Okay. It is safe to say that you had advantage from the multitude of people speaking out.
Okay, good.
Just gonna throw that out there before I even like look at the results.
Okay.
As soon as I saw the results, there was a hand on the face.
It fit. Hey, it fit what he said, and that was
I
technically in
know.
character.
I know it did. That's why.
Congratulations, everyone. We made it back to Innsland.
Oh, look.
A void
Union
dragon.
caught fire. How'd that happen?
Anyhow, what feels to be for Sarah at tier 2 exhaustion, absolutely a dreadful ride. But even for the rest of you, on the verge of getting a little past midnight before Union and a lot of you are able to catch a handful of familial stars, as many of them are being blotted out by this strange darkness. And causes a little bit of delay in the course correction, but eventually you can see as the mounts are beginning to tire, the furthest edges, saplings, and young trees sprouting just over the edge, at the edge of those of you who have dark vision, rising up out of the night.
I assume bubble and then rest.
Did you say bubble?
Yes.
And
Tiny hut.
rest. Okay.
Who's typically
Unless I
allowed in the
didn't.
bubble?
Yeah, who's allowed in the bubble?
Shit, it was that. I thought it was 10. Fuck. Well,
I think it's 9 and then self, so it is 10 ultimately.
9 creatures of medium size or smaller. Oh, can
And
fit
yourself?
inside the
And
dome with
caster.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Because you
So
have
10,
to be in the. You
but-
have to be in.
What was that, Mutt?
Because you, as the caster, have to be in
Have.
the bubble.
Yeah, that makes sense. Well, I assume the orcs will not be staying in the bubble, because they never do.
They've been allowed to.
They're not allowed to before this.
Oh. Nobody has told me this.
What do you mean? You, uh,
Nobody has told the
talk to your
player
fiance.
this. Yeah.
yeah. I was gonna say your other has said it multiple times.
No, I know she's kicked union people out, but I never knew the orcs weren't allowed.
But I mean, they're already setting up tents and whatnot
Yeah, yeah.
because they expect it at this point.
All will be allowed in if they wish. You're welcome, Union.
What is the wording on Tiny Hut as far as like what can happen in and out of it?
Spells and other magical effects can't extend through the dome or be cast through it. All other creatures and objects are barred from passing through it.
Right.
So basically, if you're in the bubble, no objects, creatures, or spells can touch you.
Okay. And things that are cast in the bubble
Can't
go
leave the
out,
bubble.
Can't leave
Yeah.
and can't extend out of the bubble.
Correct.
Which the radius on it is how big?
10 foot.
10 by 10?
10 foot radius.
So,
So
20 by
20 foot
20.
diameter.
Because I'm just like trying to do the math here. 10 people, normal sized people in a 20 by 20.
It's not comfortable.
It's
No.
not comfortable.
If we were all like a halfling party, that would be much different.
Granny's setting up by the fire the orcs have made.
I think I'm going to be out with the orcs like normal, but I'm just
Yeah.
But I am allowed in there if I choose to be, right? I'm literally asking this in character. I
Yes.
need to know if I can go in.
If I need to run in there for some
Yeah.
reason.
If you need to go in, you can.
All right. Any
Right.
watches being set?
Arson will take a first watch.
Sarah will immediately just pass out.
Good idea.
You know, I'd take a watch so she doesn't have to.
Thank you, Kotek.
You're welcome.
Yudo does that, like, I'm still angry at you, but still curls up on your head.
Yudo is too precious.
You're pretty sure he's just trying to guard you from Duncan.
For the watch, I will go kind of sit with Joe and the orcs.
Okay. About an hour or so in, some only warmed up, but not like fully reheated and cooked meat is passed around. Best you can tell, probably some chicken, or likewise some poultry.
Some chicken-like bird.
Yeah, some it could have been a pheasant. It was already pre-chopped, you know. But meat is passed out. and a bit of slightly warmed bread. As she kept the fire low, mumbling something about this is what he told me you're supposed to do when you're out in the field, so bandits don't come and get you. Probably making a couple jokes about can't risk bandits coming and taking my virtue. This little old lady dwarf.
There's no judgment. Bandits can do what they like. I assume you want a perception roll.
She stares. Just give bandits the right
Look at her
the
virtue.
permission to violate me.
I mean,
I'm going back to
With
Rhindor. Fuck this party.
with your approval.
I mean,
You can
that was
throw
very
something at
inappropriate.
Arson
in my
from the
opinion.
bubble.
Arson immediately just turns and starts
Rock.
staring off in the distance. It's like,
She makes a joke about bandits showing up to take her virtue, and he's like, bandits can do what they want.
I'm a bad human being.
ah.
Jara is very tired.
Union's like, oh, yeah, or Arson, yeah, we'll sell popcorn, we'll set up bleachers, everyone can watch. Like, this will be
No,
great.
no, no, not bleachers. That's too much work.
Just floating discs everywhere. Anyhow,
But you
Arson,
joke. Yes.
As you now slightly that sort of discomfort passes, having made a faux pas of not really remembering societies aren't the same apparently.
Yeah. Let's go with that one.
Yeah. The guys in the black van, just watch out for this one. Anyhow, about 3 hours into your actual watch, the first hour being, getting some food, kind of everyone setting up their bedding, getting in position to go and get some rest. You do hear probably 300-400 feet away, the thunderous sound of hooves. Some barking sort of language. Just didn't quite catch what it was before it faded eastward, you think.
I will note it and then go get whoever's taking on the next watch and be like, I heard something, but it was going away from us. I assume the rest of my watch is peaceful.
Relatively, yes.
Yeah.
You're not given seconds if that's what you were thinking.
No. I did not expect it.
Shaking my head. But I believe second watch was up to Kotark. Okay. Do you take yours from within the bubble, out of the bubble, over by Joe?
I don't believe the bubble actually presents any visibility issues.
Yeah, but the fire's over there, so light.
I don't want to be near a fire.
She might boil over. So, within the bubble. I have a feeling Tempest did not turn on the blackout curtain mode.
Correct.
So, it is a little more muffled with the arcane barrier, but you pass it sometime probably in the third or fourth hour of the morn, as Sarah, Union, Kotark, a lot of them are curled up on their bedrolls and doing the best to get as restful sleep as possible. You hear someone almost crystal clear. Speaking in primordial. Speaking and including your name.
Part of me wonders if it's Ellswood pranking me. Freaking jerk.
You ain't shit, Cotard! You ain't shit!
Is it just saying something? Is it trying to get my attention?
You're fairly sure that it is someone trying to get your attention.
Is there a direction to it?
Northward.
Of course it's north. You know, I don't normally get watch, so I forget the protocols of watch.
Leave everyone to sleep and just walk away.
I guess so.
Goes
Joe's
back to
there.
sleep.
Yeah,
no one
just
what? All right. Turns over.
Joe, asleep.
it
It
might
does
happen.
happen.
Yes, but when it does, we know it happens.
The orcs start think he's dead.
Yeah.
Funny thing is, I think they've only seen me sleep one time. The other two times was when I was away from them.
But no, that's right. Joe's awake. He can take watch.
Do you
Yeah.
do you communicate this to him?
Yeah. I'll tell him I'm gonna go check something.
You gotta go check.
I'm not entirely sure, but there's someone calling out.
Someone, I don't hear anything.
There are quieter ways to call out.
So you're hearing voices.
It's not exactly something new, is it?
Isn't it? Do you normally hear voices?
I don't feel like answering this. I'm gonna walk off.
Should I send someone to look for you if you don't come back? Take that as a no.
Somehow both the best and worst pick.
I guess I'm on watch. I'll start making coffee early.
The orcs just are so confused because obviously they had no idea what y'all said.
I just kind of look at him and tell her she's hearing voices in the head and is gonna go talk to him.
Sympathetic nods.
No, I'm the crazy one.
Which you would hear that as you're leaving the camp, because he has to say it in primordial.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not far. It's 15, 20 feet away. You start to catch, sort of crawling on the ground, this low-lying fog, a little out of place, with a lack of chill to the air. What is taking you so long?
There's a lot of complications.
Have you
No.
found it yet?
No. But I'm sure I'm getting close.
Do they suspect?
They shouldn't.
We need it to go dark. Another has fallen.
What?
Sorry, connection's a little janky. It took you a little longer to get to the sending message portal thing. Another
Oops.
one has fallen. We need you to find it.
I'm still having a hard time. I need to find.
Let us hope that it's you that finds it first. Shet is also on the hunt now. Do
Really
not
him?
disappoint me.
I don't plan to.
Take care of your complications, child. And the fog eases back into the grass, the chill fading away.
Well, shoot.
Shet, even.
Pick him. I'll head back.
Joe, as you're just in the middle of like that, the first like circle pour over the grounds, Kodark's back.
Guess it was nothing. And guess once Joe makes coffee, that's all he focuses on.
Did we lose a Skorgan?
Here,
Okay.
just somebody sent me something. Was temporarily preoccupied.
Understandable.
But yes,
We'll say that
So
was
what
for
we-
you, Kotark.
what?
As you're like doing the first pour over the grounds with the hot water, Kotark has returned to camp, and I believe said, "I guess it was nothing."
I do have a quick question though. I mean, if you hear voices, why did you have to go out there looking for them? Because I mean, usually when I hear voices, they're more coming from, you know.
I am unfortunately not good enough a telepath to do it from so far.
So they were. Gotcha. Understood. Not those types.
Ah, I love it.
I'm on watch. Keeping a watch.
All right. The remaining hours wind away. Kodark managed to settle into a fitful rest. as well and hit the long rest button.
Everyone gets the long rest?
Everyone
Except
gets the
Joe.
long rest. Joe knows. Joe knows he's not included in the everyone in that.
Yeah. Joe is slightly glowing more this one.
I'm
Slightly.
shocked.
Just slightly.
I'm not shocked.
As a lot of you rouse, the air itself is a bit more crisp, but a steady breeze is blowing as the bubble fades with the last amount of its arcane energies spent. Granny has already made her way over to the campfire and began warming up some porridge.
I get up still, really tired. Probably feel like I have a hangover.
Union will get up, go over to Granny. What is for breakfast, fine woman?
There's a paused look where, out of character, you're pretty sure she's not sure who she dislikes more, you or Arson. You did granny shame her the other day.
Look, she's good and all, but they know Granny like insulin Granny. It's insulin Granny has pastries.
Just some simple sweet porridge. Little the last bit of honey out of my own pantries.
That sounds lovely. I'm Union.
Granny Ronbeard, a pleasure, Union, to make your acquaintance again.
I forgot after the riding if I told my name.
She hands you a bowl and a sympathetic look.
Union walks away a little.
Just a little.
A little.
Eat up, mount up, get going.
Yeah,
The sooner we get this over with, the better.
I agree.
Agreed.
Oh,
Oh?
I point to the sky.
I look at the sky.
Can anyone else see that?
It is the sun.
There is no sun.
I
The
look
sun's
at the
gone.
sky. The sun's
The
been
sun's
gone.
been gone.
Where's the sun?
It's literally been darkness.
Arson,
Oh,
what
It's literally
did you
your
do to the
body
sun?
clocks that are making you aware of the time. That's it.
and now we learn that Union just never looks up.
Oh, he is your stereotypical average FPS player.
Union's just secretly been blind this whole time.
So,
The sword
That
is really
explains
big.
a lot.
my 15 and above passives, as you glance up, you can see what looks to be a very large winged creature just on the edge of vision in this sort of weird dark light that your eyes have been able to adjust to over the course of your travels so far.
Active to get more details?
Certainly. But for those, there is now and then a hint of reflections from the distant starlight against what looks to be a large scaled form. Color is, of course, lost to you, relying solely on dark vision. But large, leathery wings, and it's circling.
Dragon.
Yes, but don't be hostile yet. It could be an ally.
I should note, lore-wise, dragons are like a 1 billion sighting.
Oh,
1 billion what?
Chance to
Sighting.
actually see one.
Extremely rare.
So we just saw a unicorn, basically.
I think unicorns are probably more common.
No, yeah, I was gonna say they're probably more common.
they're probably common in the area where we're going to be honest.
So what's the chance of it being an ally?
Without seeing its color, I have no idea.
Is it in the direction we're going?
It's a little more north of you, and like I said, it appears to be circling. It doesn't appear to be circling your camp.
Oh,
Cat.
great.
Oh,
It doesn't appear.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
doesn't it's circling, but
I,
not
I,
our
I can tell where my words are starting to cut out.
Yeah.
It's circling our camp.
Prepare for
But
battle.
I think the cut out there.
Okay, well,
Let's get going. Keep an eye on it.
keep an eye on it. Definitely don't go towards it.
We kinda gotta.
No, it's the north, and we're going to the northwest.
I said kinda. Yeah, let's go to the northwest.
What pace would you like to travel at?
I'm still very tired, so I'll trust you guys to choose the pace.
Let's go with a normal pace.
Okay.
That seems sound. Alas. Joseph,
And they got back.
Welcome back.
you all returned to us.
They kind of blinked in and out there several times on my end. Probably didn't miss it.
That was just you chugging coffee, not paying attention at all to the conversation your comrades are having.
Yes. Yes, a steady pace. That will work. Allow me to cinch myself in.
Alright. The
How
remnants
long do I think it's going to take to get there, by the way?
to get to... You don't know the
Tower.
exact location of the tower. You just know it's in this forest.
So we have to search the entire forest?
You know, it's towards the northern portion of it, and not too far from an elven city hidden within.
Do we know where the Elven City is?
Do you have an elf in your party?
Do we have any elves here?
No.
Like
No.
full bloods?
I don't believe so. I think we're 3 elementals and 2 humans and a union.
Yeah, I don't think we have any elves in the party. Out of character, I'm a half elf.
I was about to say.
Oh.
Like, there's a reason he said full blood.
Oh, I thought Joe was human.
He
He's
is,
a-
mostly.
He's half.
I had no idea he was in half elf.
I feel like he told me once.
He's like a 16th elf.
Anyhow. Making your way, mounted up, and following the best course to make sure you're at least in the right direction to either stumble upon the elven settlement or the tower. Joe, fortunately being at least partially blooded, and double check my languages here, arson being studied, you do begin to catch glimpses, etchings, sort of not so much carved, but grown or manipulated in trees as you begin to make your way through. Signs of potential danger that, fortunately, you two are able to guide your party around. The survival check to navigate will be made at advantage.
I'll do it this time
I already
because
knew he was gonna fail.
I will do it this time because I can read it, Elven and all that.
It has nothing to do with the fact you saw his +2.
No, not at all. Plus, it would make sense for somebody who can actually read Elven to do this. Come on, roll 20. Work with me here.
There you go. So, working in concert with Joe, you managed to avoid the first major danger as you are winding through what you thought was a game trail and leads sharply into a, at a glance, cave structure of potentially some rather nasty little beastie. Moving forward and deeper into the forest, now truly in the forest, there are little bulbs of light that begin to appear here and there. Um, your mounts seemed interested, almost drawn to as we lose someone. Who'd we lose?
Oregon?
3, 4.
Skorgan. He's having the Discord thing again.
Do 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 do. Is he back?
I think so.
Okay. So, I need all of those who are actually actively steering their mounts to go ahead and roll a animal handling check at disadvantage as they are lured towards these hovering witch lights, drawing you off of the path.
Oh, I don't have animal handling on my sheet.
Is
It's wisdom.
is Elkfist affected being a divine creature?
He is still a creature. They were very pretty lights.
You've got this, Sarah.
No, I don't.
I am the master of my oak.
He bucks.
Ah!
You deserve that.
That is actually what like snaps him out of their alluring pool. Is like, what the fuck you say? Still haven't actually forgiven you.
So you're a good boy. You're the best boy.
So
Give him
Sarah
all
and
sorts.
Kotark are off on a ride.
What about arson?
I believe I said the two that were off on a ride. It was a DC 10.
I don't see Sarah's. Did she whisper it to you?
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it the red number?
No.
No. But the warhorse, probably less alert and more angry at the lights, begins charging off the path, bringing Kotark and Sarah along with them.
Stop it, stop it, stop it.
If the warhorse could please give me a dexterity save, as Sarah, you're leaning forward trying to see what you're being pulled into, and you can see very soft ground, almost marsh-like, just ahead.
It's the horse's stats? Oh, she has it. Okay, good.
Okay. So, acrobatics for the two of you as you are launched from your seated position. Oof.
Oh,
Oof.
Guys!
Yeah, it continues.
So,
Well,
the party, as you're like keeping your steady pace, you just suddenly watch as the warhorse just breaks into a full gallop into the thicker portion of wood. Um, those with dark vision can just barely make out on the edge the sudden toppling of the horse, this loud whinny that it makes, but more importantly, the sound of two bodies going with a loud thwack as they connect into trees.
Union spurs Elquist
I
after them.
spur. I spur my horse too.
So you arrive on scene to see Kotark and Sarah having taken 12 bludgeoning damage to the spine.
And the horse?
The horse is currently trying its damnedest to get out of these thick marsh-like terrain that uh, my Arcanus of the group would recognize as unnatural.
ow.
Union, could you take care of the horse? I'll take care of any healing that needs done.
What do you want me to do about the horse?
Slowly get it out of the mud.
Elquist, stay. Boy. Union will go over and attempt to sort of take the bridle and the reins and the horse out of the mud.
Okay. Are you trying to just aggressively pull it out or try to coax it out?
Coax it.
The animal handle it.
Nice try.
And I will attempt a mass healing word.
I do not want it.
A strength save, Union. And apparently Kotark does not want it.
I don't think there's a choice with mass healing word.
I do not want it. Fick off.
Too bad you're getting it anyway, assuming I pass the religion check.
Alright, you manage to hold your ground, and the struggle comes to a head finally as Joe and Barry arrive. Eventually, between the Warhorse's own efforts and yours, you are able to get it out. 25 was the religion check, I believe, Arson?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
does indeed succeed.
Well, you don't get a lot, Kotark. Kotark, Sarah, and the horse get 5 hit points.
Duly noted. As a lot of you all approach, those witch lights blink out. Just poof.
This has been a really bad week.
And my Mr. 17 passive perception,
Yes.
as the party sort of gets settled and the ground shifts back to its proper way, you hear the drawing of a bowstring.
I will say clearly and calmly in Elven, we were sent here by Archmage Elswood. We seek his tower.
What to the rest of the party sounds as if the wind itself is having a bit of a discussion. Joe and Arson catch deliberation, and in very poor common, but it breaks brain to speak, poor do speak. Do not care what seek, care what bring.
We are trying to bring hope back to the world. Hope and faith back to the world. And I can just feel Tempest staring into the back of my head from here, even though she can't understand
Yeah,
it.
probably. She's like, well, hold up. I know that word. It's like
To heck with
bathrooms.
it.
You know it in every language.
Yeah.
Joe Trenta is typing.
Trying here.
Hope and faith. Care what you bring. We bring hope and faith. Well, that's not.
I said we hope to bring it back to the world.
Your world is
don't even bring that.
cursed. And bring curse you bring.
The whole world is cursed. All the gods are cursed. We are attempting to remove the curse. And we need the Archmage's help to do so.
Roll a persuasion. And I will
That was
note
much
you
for-
do definitely hear the bow like getting pulled back further. Almost like you just threatened their god.
Wow, Kotark.
Kotar's like, yes, alright, one more obstacle, what was it, complication? One more complication, just done, gone. Phew. Those of you who can't hear or so much can't understand the language, you can hear rustling behind the party as you're trying to like pinpoint what. You guys in woods and keeping track of things like pseudo hunting you, probably not so good. Yeah, you did divine heal Kotark. Just saying.
Well, that's all the healing I have.
But you will note this would be Kotark, Sarah, and Union, the 15 trio there. Poor Tempest has no idea what's going on. And Joe, you know, thanks to speaking Elvish, as it looks like the low-lying bushes and brambles part and create a path north of you. You will be watched.
I would assume nothing less. Let's get going. In common.
Okay.
I don't know why I said assume. That's really weird.
I'll try to get back on the horse. Now with back pain.
Yeah, the double ones.
Double back pain.
It was great because it was Kotark flew, and then you flew into Kotark.
And then I healed you with a 1.
That's,
If it didn't hurt so bad, would have freaking hit you back.
You did hit her back.
I'm sorry.
Not Sarah.
So, it is only thick or wide enough for you to travel in a single file. So if I can get your marching order, please. I believe we have your small tokens down here, down below.
Fence
we'll
Union,
go
but
ahead and move the Uthiliard. We'll put them right there, right there.
me and Tempest will be in the van.
I'm happy to be dead. son, I'm a ghost.
I will turn undead, sir. Get to the back. We need a rear guard.
I didn't know you could polymorph.
Ghost Joe.
Eugene, I'm kind of waiting to see where the hell you're. Thank you.
The turn undead will soon turn into a fireball just on Union.
An undead fireball.
I appreciate it. Union apparently doesn't know how to take the X off of himself.
It's all right. It was
It was foretelling.
I was gonna say foreboding, but same difference.
All right. So you begin to follow this winding path. The force itself seeming to part to ensure that you go the way thus dictated. Druidic railroading, totally.
The best kind.
Meanwhile, you can hear the creak and the shake of the boughs overhead. Every now and then, those of you who had not yet seen your escort catch glimpses of wild-haired individuals very nimbly and dexterously making their way above you. Feels about an hour, maybe an hour and a half, before you are led out into a grove. There in the middle sits an individual, their hair tinted heavily green, almost moss in itself, long, scraggly beard, and most notably, mushrooms growing about on their robes. Huh. Uh, Ah, uh, visitors?
Yes, we were looking for Archmage Ellswood.
Ugh. Wrong beard, you bastards! He says, yelling up to the trees. Have you got anything to drink?
I got a water skin.
It's hard to tell, but the look of displeasure from all the grime and filth on this man's face. But you can
I can
feel it.
feel it. Yeah.
I said something to drink, not something to quench my thirst. How about the rest of you? Any of you actually useful?
No drink here, sorry.
Do you have a preferred vintage?
There was a War Brew 281. I can almost taste it now.
If you agree to help us, I will give you something you probably have never tried before. Or if you have, I'm sure you will enjoy it. I will pull out of my pack just a jar full of stuff.
Oh, shit. Okay, I see where this is going. as he scratches, a few of the mushrooms fall and actually walk away. Diddly noted, Arson. Oh, then you, Mr.
Trenta. You could call me Joe.
have opened discussions, Mr. Joe. What is it that you need help with? Other than
Two
likewise getting stuck in this damnable forest.
I think when you look at my companions, you know we need no help getting stuck in here. But actually, two things that might be able to help us out with. Um, First, we're looking for a wizard's tower that should be near here. It's supposed to be near an elven village, but we don't really need to know the secret location of the elven village. The other is I've heard that there's these special blooms in this part of the woods that if you know of any that grow around here, they might be of an assistance to us.
You catch the dark black eyes under heavy lids flicking around, potentially trying to see just how many listener ends you have on the wings. The former I can, of course, assist with. That's maybe why they dumped you in my lap. I was quite comfortable sitting here, though. Last 50 years. The latter, well, that's the bounty of such a well nourished land. Blooms of all kinds, all of them special.
The ones that I seek are, you might say, they only grow here, from what I understand. Um, in the Elvish tongue, they're known as, and I will say in Elvish, death blooms. Because that's the one.
Yes,
Since we never actually came up with the words for them, it's literally just
death blooms, yeah.
death blooms in Elvish. I think technically they were called corpse blooms, but
He kind of
oh,
rocks a
something.
little more forward on his knees, head twisting upwards to get a real good look at a man and his bear. That one I don't think I can be of assistance with. Your local residents would frown upon it. That said, hmm, they can maybe be convinced.
Possibly a trade of some type.
But let's get you to the correct beard. He glowers back at the trees. Act like all us humans look alike. Oh, oh, ah. Puts his hand on the small of his back, just pop, 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 pop. Oh, oh, woo. I haven't kind of stumbles. It's very clear this man was not joking Possibly when he said he's been sitting there for 50 years.
Mhm.
Alright, this way. Picks up a little stick and starts slow hobbling. I don't know, have you ever been on a horse with a hurt back? Every little finished movement,
I have.
so good.
Every step is pain.
So, if you don't mind me asking, since it's going to be a bit of a hike, why are y'all glowing?
Basically, God curse.
I don't know. I was told that I'm blessed.
Alright,
But
both sides of the same coin, I guess. I
yeah,
mean, look at me, I'm blessed. Hey, go, shoot! Flicks another of the mushrooms off.
would roll an insight to see if he's being sarcastic, but I don't think I need it.
A half-filled jar of mountain stuff has been removed from your inventory.
Curious. Can I have that? The mushroom that fall off.
As you know, you say it is like starting to like crawl away. Here, plucks another one. That's which one are you? Meglorious Thedorian. He's a quiet one. He'll warm up to you eventually. Look, I've been stuck in the woods for 50 years. Yes, I'm talking to mushrooms. You just can feel
I
the sympathetic
ring.
granny nod. Like, yeah, yeah. What was that, Union?
I talked to a ring.
Nah, that's just daft.
It talks back. The voice of one of my friends. She was eaten by a handbag.
Pan over to Ridra, still screaming.
No, they talked it out.
Oh. Awkward pan over to Ridra, like, no, shoot.
You expected me to be screaming, but just,
Just stare.
you're not supposed to see me.
All of us stare at the ring.
It's like, wait a second. So his God, curse, blessing, glow. He's a shy one, Joe.
Probably is, but I like that I was literally in the process of deleting something off my sheet and got to just type something else in instead.
Technically should be added to companions.
Maybe.
Or stew. What is, I mean, no one going to elaborate for the... What are you?
I am Union.
I mean, yes, I can see a devil has managed to contract itself to the surface, but walking fire and water is a new one from even me.
We are Genasis. We have been touched by the elemental planes.
Did you give permission first?
They did it I don't know exactly how it works. And I will just stare at Union with if you dare bring that up again, I will end you.
Why is it so hard to understand Genasi heritage?
I don't know. It might be because Jera is very tired.
That would explain his whole thing of bands are allowed to do what they want, though.
Like I said, tired.
Our entire birth was a violation.
They can speak for themselves. I'm not with them.
So, a half-blood, 3, touched, a devil, and... Oh, good to know there are still humans out there.
At least a couple, at least.
And don't worry, I see your train of companions. Orcs and dwarves riding together. World must be ending.
Well, we're trying to stop that.
Wait, what?
You didn't know.
He has been sitting here for 50 years.
Literally
Well.
in that spot.
The world's ending. We're trying to save it.
Your part.
It's
I mean-
supposedly ending.
Possibly gods are dying.
Ah! Serves them right. Keeps on marching.
I don't know if that's going to end the world.
What's taking their followers with them?
Or those that may be touched by the gods. Not even followers.
Hell, am I going to say in that?
Huh. It's, quite the calamity, I guess. Anyhow, so this is about as far as I can take you. There is, how do the knife ears put it? Haven, about 200 feet just northwest of here. If you want to properly talk to them, just glares at the trees, you need to make it there without getting caught. Otherwise, another 455 feet and 2 inches due north is Mr. Ellswood's tower. Now, if you excuse me, must return to my seated arrangement.
Yes.
Thank you for the directions.
Holds his hand out to Joe.
For
The jar.
the jar. Oh, okay. I thought I already gave it to him, but that's fine.
But cracks it open,
Oh, lost
gives
connection again.
it a whoo. Now that is a blessing. Have fun dying, you lucky fucks. Waddles back the way y'all came.
Check that to be in inventory.
It certainly is. So, to the best of your awareness, you are alone once more, just your party.
Well, I don't know about you guys, but I have no reason to talk to a town full of elves. I say
At
we
this
go
point,
straight to the.
yeah,
I
the
agree.
yeah.
I concur.
All right.
They don't seem very friendly anyway.
Elves rarely are.
Onward.
I used to have a party member that was an elf.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, he was a massive asshole, but I loved him.
um, Arson, character note, Tempest would be definitely like looking in that direction as y'all ride past, seeming to recall something that unfortunately the player is not here to experience. Something about
I
her
will.
her instructor.
I will pass that on to her.
But 455 feet later, and 2 inches,
2 inches.
you're presented with a lopsided wizard's tower.
Is it crooked to anyone else?
Ah, he
Most
can't even keep it straight.
most truly great wizards tend to not go for the fully stable look.
Most notably, there is no door.
Of course there isn't. Why would there be?
I wish I could say within another character I was shocked at this development.
I'm gonna
I
get
was
off the horse and just go and kick the wall.
I need a dexterity
Doors are for
save.
visitors.
As you all watch as Sarah, tired as she is, goes to kick the wall. Not Ridra.
It's Sarah
I
Stats.
know. And he goes through said wall, managing to catch yourself before you impaled yourself on a what appears to be a spiked golem standing sentry.
Oh, is it attacking me?
It's just standing there. You hear the metal creak as it looks down at you, and then I was gonna get a voxel changer, but I was lazy and didn't.
they're a pain in the ass to set up.
Master Elmswood, you have guests. Kill? Begins raising its weapon. You don't hear a response,
I unsheath my sword.
and he lowers back to his rested position and points to the right.
I resheath my sword. I guess stick my head out the wall.
We good?
Sure.
Okay.
Be careful. There's a death trap right here. And then I'll
Uh,
go where the thing was pointing.
I will go carefully through the wall, not just kicking it.
Nothing happens.
You smack into the wall.
Oh.
Actually,
You have to kick it.
It's the like the trunk release that where you like tap the bottom of the car.
Yeah. But you really gotta go for it.
Yeah,
Got
but eventually those who intend to go inside are greeted by a very spiky boy, a very large spiky boy, who until I presume it'd be Granny Dwarf taking up the rear,
sure.
finally lowers his pointing hand and takes his sentry position once more. Sarah, with a bit of a head start on everyone, you'll note that the stairs that you come to go down. Because of course they do.
Of course they do. Goddamn wizards. I follow.
You begin winding your way down, and soon find yourself looking out a window, of course, at the top of the tower.
Wizards.
There before you are what looks to be four large oaken doors, sort of that arch style. As you're coming up this, or well, coming down into the up, that becomes the platform of the stairs, centered in this room. The, for the sake of sanity, northern door. Immediately, the scent of old leather, paper, ink fills the air.
We're here.
The southern door opens. Your eyes catch the glint of metal, armor, weapons.
I go to the door.
Which one?
Oh, jeez.
North or south?
North.
All right, so you go to the one with lots of books.
Seems like a wizard thing to do.
Yeah.
I don't think this is a test.
I don't
think-
either.
I think it's literally just if you want weapons, go that way.
As the rest of the party comes up, you see Sarah, the back thereof, stepping into the northern room. As your brain kind of wraps with the wait, why are we upstairs when we were going, wizard shit? The eastern door cracks open, and there you can see what looks to be blue stone etched all along the wall in glyph patterns, and a circle there in the middle. Forgive my theatrics. It's been a while since I've had guests, and they may have been pre-programmed. I'm trying to turn them off for the last 5 minutes.
The doors or the robot that tried to murder me?
He wouldn't murder you unless they told him to.
Mm-hmm.
But no, this last door won't open. One moment. The weave is ever so temperamental, after all.
257 years of practicing your craft and you can't open a door.
Oh, Doc.
From what I have understood, doors are always been a challenge to
Doors are the
adventurers. Doors are indeed the bane of all who would adventure.
I less lack the ability to open the door as you feel the sudden presence and physical arrival of Ellswood just behind the party. And more, I lack the immediate turning off of layers upon layers of arcane weave that would otherwise disintegrate you for going into the wrong room. But, by all means, you're welcome to test my potency.
I feel like this
Yeah.
is something you should test to make sure it won't murder the people you invited into your house before they get to your house.
I was not expecting you to acquire a guide. How is old Mushroom Head doing?
He seemed alright. He's been sitting in one place for 50 years.
Been 53. Good of him to forget exact.
I'm pretty sure if I stood in one place for 50 years, I'd probably lose count.
Perhaps the great scrambled his mind.
The what?
The weight. The sitting.
Oh no. No, that's the part he likes. He, made a bad deal, we'll say. Anyhow, let's see here. Runs a finger along what seems to be a silver thread of runic writing, and the fourth door opens. Immediate, the smell of chemistry and alchemy flood the air. As promised, my resources to be utilized. And, because you had asked so politely, Miss Sarah, since you've already made your way inside, if you'd look on the fifth shelf to your right, third one high, fourth book over.
I will do so.
Joe, uh, there is a very dusty and worn book that you don't recognize the purpose for. But if you would present that to Master Arson, I believe it was something he requested. Baby's
Indeed.
first spell book.
I don't suppose you would also have paper and inks for adding to spellbook, would you?
He looks just a little insulted. Just
I
a little.
try to be polite. I would not want to overstay my welcome, of course.
But assuming Sarah, you follow through and give it to Arson. Arson, it is literally like, yeah,
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, whatever.
it's all like
the,
level
the
one
first level.
spells.
Yeah. That was basically what I wanted. I wanted to make sure to get some more rituals.
Now, I am grateful that you managed to find an expedient, though dangerous, way. It is fitting that you at least had a half-blood with you. I guess I could have mentioned that. A fallacy on my part, but when you have the numerous weavings of formula constantly flowing through your mind with such efficacy of age, some things slip. No one got shot, did they?
No.
Ah, pity. His eyes flick over to Cotart.
Glare from Sarah.
Now, this is the room that you will be most utilizing. It leads you to the eastern room, one with the blue glyphs running along the walls. I have the good fortune of several locations being saved within my own repository to utilize as a receiving for my own circles here. One that will get you at least a good ways to the far north, where you will be presumably assisting my dear friend.
So, are you able to give us any more information about them,
It's been a little while.
or where we're going, for that matter?
That I can do, which is absolutely comical because it happens to be a place where Tall had recently brought up.
Yeah, I was guessing so.
But that, though, will be where we were fading to blackness. Of course, I would not send what potentially is our only hope, painful as that is to bear witness to, unprepared.
You became a jerk since the last time we met you.
He was insulting to you when y'all met
He
him.
was insulting.
Yeah. Do you not remember the localized silence spell?
To be fair, Sarah was very tired and falling
Yeah.
asleep during it.
Fair.
To be fair, she was under the effects of a localized silence spell.
No, that was Tempest.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is
Oh, that
where
is
we are
right. That
fading
was
to black.
Tempest.
Okay,
fine.
but